It's 10 o'clock. It's Sunday night. And it's Tom Antion live from Virginia Beach. Oh, we're having a beautiful 4th of July weekend. Let me refresh this page here. One of these days I'm going to make this easier. And I really sweated so far this weekend working on my trailer. Hey Luz, how are you? Brett, how are you? Yeah, put a comment in there, folks, and share this if you would. Got a good show tonight. There's Mary Lee. How you doing, Mary Lee? So, yeah, I've been working on my trailer this weekend and insulating it. Hey, Jeff, what's up, man? Thank you, Luz. Appreciate it. And it's, the insulation will make it cooler in there as well as hold the heat. But while working on this, it's pretty, there's no breeze in there or anything. It's pretty nasty. So I was down at Home Depot today, and I always love what they do on this kind of holiday. Let me show you. They have the mulch all lined up like an American flag. I really love that. I salute it when I go by. Really nice. So we have a real sponsor today. How do you like that? Hey, Barbara, how are you? Hi from Maine. I thought Maine just decided to shut down and go home, Barbara. And New Jersey, take New Jersey with it. So I hear they ran out of money or something up there, Barbara. I don't know. Can you, is the whole state going to start looting or something? I don't, the light's still on up there. So anyway, we have a real sponsor. Now this is a little offbeat, but this is a real sponsor. Today, July 2nd, is the 17th anniversary of the passing of my father. And I got to tell you, he is with me every single day. That's why he's the sponsor for tonight. Sam Antion is sponsoring this show. First real sponsor. And I think about him every day. Especially, it's funny, especially when I'm shopping for tools, because he brought me up and taught me how to use tools, and Craftsman was the tool that we always used because it was unbreakable and lifetime guarantee, and all the stuff I'm doing today, even this 2017 trailer I have, when you get under the skin of it, it's put together like a piece of crap. So I had to fix a lot of stuff while I'm insulating, but the ability to do it was because of my dad. So, Dad, hope I know you're watching down on me here, and I mean, he's sitting in this chair basically. I mean, so he was just a real doer and a good guy. Let's see what we got here. Well, we got lots of news, scams, I was so beat today, I don't have my teaser here for you, but we got lots of good stuff. But our announcements, yay! Let's see, who else is checking in over here? That's all I can see so far. Yeah, put your comments in there, folks, and share this if you would. So this is the 26th week that I have been reporting my weight loss. I started 26 weeks ago, 44 pounds down when I started reporting on the show here. And today, or last week, I hit 75. Yay! That's 3/4 of a C note. Yay! So today, after 26 weeks and 1.31 pounds per week, 78 pounds, yay! 78 pounds down. Still no trouble at all. No trouble at all. 78 pounds down. And one of the, a lot of times I show one of the foodstuffs that keeps me going, and this is one of them right here. It looks a little funky, but I mean, it really looks like alien food. It's basically sugar-free Jell-O. Okay. Now, before you start hitting me up about, oh, well, that's got aspartame or this and that, here's the thing, folks. When you've been overweight your whole life, what do you think would kill me faster? Being 150 pounds overweight or some aspartame to help me lose the weight? All right, so you can put your answers in there. Hey, whoop, whoop, yay, thank you. I saw Tina. Hey, Tina, how are you? Thank you, Mary Lee. 78 pounds. Woohoo. I fell off the keto bandwagon. Well, you're skinny anyway. You're no bigger than a bar of soap, they say. Mary Lee. Yep. 78 pounds down. Yep. That's how I was able to handle all that work today and still be halfway alive to be on this show tonight. So, get the Jell-O off of there. There we go. But yeah, Jell-O helps out, and there's some flavored water that I like, and it's happening, folks. So I'm still after it. 78 pounds down. Okay, let's see what we got going here. Let's go to the mailbag. How about that? Abigail wants to know how to recruit a geek in the summer since school is out. Good question, Abigail. Well, first of all, the teachers aren't out, although pretty much, you know, I don't want to rag on teachers, but when I see all the teachers union stuff and it's all for the teachers and hell with the students, you know, that kind of doesn't sit right with me. But anyway, the teachers are still around and they know the kids. So you can still contact the counselor or the computer club teacher, leader, or the computer class teacher, and they still know the kids. And if they're a really good, conscientious person, they'd probably go ahead and contact the parents for you, even though it's summer. So that's what I would do, the same exact thing as I do any other time of the year, but I would know that the students aren't there and, you know, be real nice to the teacher and see if they'll make the connection for it. Okay, Joey wants to know, is list building still worth it? Well, Joey, still to this day, all the players at my level and above make the bulk of their money with email. So yes, it's worth it, even if that goes away sometime. It's worth it now. Every person you can put on that list is a potential customer to see your stuff and spread the word about you. And so, yes, it is still worth it. Pat wants to know, I'm fascinated with aliens, and I don't think she means immigrants. All right, illegal immigrants. I'm fascinated with aliens. Can I make money with this topic online? Well, I'm going to say absolutely. Absolutely. Look at Star Trek. You know, it basically deals, you know, with aliens, and it's, you know, it's a cult. But if you're just interested in basic alien stuff, all right, why their heads are so big, all right, and why, you know, that kind of stuff. Yes, you can make money with it because other people are also fascinated with aliens. Now, I'm not sure that it's a market where you can sell a lot of stuff to. Maybe alien blow-up dolls or alien models or spaceship models. That's a possibility. But for sure, if you get enough traffic built up, you can do like I'm doing on Selfie Stupidity, which, by the way, please go over and check out Selfie Stupidity, folks, and let me know anything, any troubles you had with it. But then you get money from advertising revenue. So yes, a niche topic like that, there's enough people around. If you can reach them and get them, make your site interesting, you'll make money from ad revenue. Okay, let's go to the news. Now, you shouldn't really take the law into your own hands. However, when you do and it works out, it can be really beautiful. All right. Case in point, this guy in Oklahoma found these texts on his daughter's phone that was a guy trying to pick her up, a pedophile. And so instead of calling the police, he set up his own sting operation. Now, I'm not suggesting you do this, all right? But he had a tent set up in his backyard, and he had pretended to be the little girl telling the guy to come around the back of the house so the neighbors don't see, and meet her in the tent. So he had his big cousins in the tent and other people in the house ready to, and he's in the garage. As soon as the guy walks in and walks over to the tent, everybody rushes out and like captures him and calls the police. Now, like I was saying, this could be very dangerous if the guy had a gun or something and starts shooting everybody. All right. However, it worked out beautifully, and so don't take the law in your own hands, but if you do, make it work out beautifully. Now, another while we're on that theme of don't take the law in your own hands, a lady named Christine Braswell. Now, you can go watch this video on YouTube. She was pregnant, and she's at Walmart parking lot. And some other guy sees somebody in her car going through her purse. And he grabs the purse and runs when she starts chasing him. But she says, I'm 5 months pregnant. I can't really chase the guy. So she gets back in her car. Again, do not do this, all right? She runs him over. Right? You can see the video of she's coming up behind him. Boom, there he goes. He disappears. Now, if she'd have killed him, she'd be in jail having her baby, all right? As it is, she got cited for misdemeanor assault. She's lucky they didn't make it felony assault with a deadly weapon, which is her vehicle. The guy didn't get hurt too bad, and he got a felony theft charges, but she ran his ass over, and you can see it on YouTube. Well, you know how our government messes things up, right? They act like they're trying to do good for us, and they just mess it up. And this has to do up in your state, Barbara, in Maine. They wanted to raise the minimum wage. Oh, we're going to make it a livable wage for people, right? But these politicians are going to screw it up somehow. So the people start making less money because of some tax structure, whatever it was, and they're making less money, so that the minimum wage workers had to lobby Congress to lower the minimum wage. Come on. I mean, geez. What's the word? These politicians, I just don't understand it. Let's see. I missed what Jeff said, but anyway, so minimum wage people lobbying to get a lower minimum wage. Now, where do you find that? Only in America, right? Okay, so let's see. This older lady, and this is either Japan or China, she thought it was good luck to throw some coins onto an airplane before it took off. And apparently they have access to the ramp, or they had to walk up the stairs or something. So she throws a handful of change. This is so bad. And it goes into the engine. They have to cancel the flight and check the whole plane over. She got her good luck, though. I mean, they only arrested her and gave, I don't know what they didn't just hang her, all the people on the plane. Well, I thought I had the record. I've always been a big boy, right? I'm not sure exactly how much I weighed as a baby, but whatever it was, I got beaten really bad because a South Carolina mother gave birth to a 14-pound baby the other day. It's the biggest one the hospital's ever seen. Now, a few months back, I reported to you about a working meth lab found in a Walmart bathroom. This is true. All right. So now a dead body was found in a Walmart bathroom in Oklahoma, and it had been there. I don't know how long it had been there. The door was locked, and the employees just thought, well, the restroom must be out of order, until they start smelling it. Barbara says, oh man, it's been such a battle. The service workers, wait staff argued they make more in tips than the higher minimum wage. This is crazy. So anyway, you got to watch those Walmart bathrooms. And hey, in fact, in Virginia Beach here, in the police station, the toilets were vandalized, and it turns out that the police don't have anything to go on. Bada boom. Come on, Jeff. Bada boom. All right, but anyway, watch out for Walmart bathrooms. Now, there's a thing going around the country. You know how they do copycat murders and copycat this and that? Well, I call it copycat screwing, because in the past month, there's been all these older women screwing young boys. Like I said, where were these women when I was growing up, all right? But a Michigan mother pleads guilty to having sex with, now here's the headline, with teenage boys, plural. So she was going through the whole neighborhood, apparently. And then before today I was reading, I didn't have a chance to put it in tonight, another school teacher was having sex with a kid. I mean, what you got to do to get good grades nowadays? See the pressure on these kids to get good grades. It kind of reminds me of that famous line from Saturday Night Fever, where John Travolta said, if you dance with a girl, she thinks you got to sleep with her. So, I don't know where that came from. Now to get some serious stuff that's, I mean, what's the world coming to? This is in Lincolnshire, UK. I think they're the youngest double murder killers ever. Two 15-year-old boyfriend and girlfriend killed her mother and sister because the mother wanted them to break up. They cold-blooded. They went in, and I think they beat while they were sleeping. They beat the mother's head in with a hammer, something like that, and then went over to the sister and killed her. I forget. I don't think it was guns. It was like knives and hammers, and just beat the hell out of them. Two 15-year-old kids. They put the names out, probably treating them as adults. Kim Edwards and her 15-year-old boyfriend Lucas Markham killed the mother and the sister. And then in prison, you can look this up too. There was a couple inmates got together. They were in there for life, and they just decided, you know what? We should kill some other people just for fun. Literally, just for fun. So they would lure other inmates that trusted them into places and strangle them or stab them or whatever, 4 of them. And when they asked the guy, why'd you do this? He said, I just did it for nothing. Bored. Jesus. You know, some bad apples out there. All right. Now this, again, I am against government overreach, especially if they're using 2 hands to overreach. Well, a lady in Ocean City, Maryland, has actually got a civil rights attorney working on a case against Ocean City because they passed an ordinance that she couldn't go topless on the beach. And this is not right. I don't know why. You know, and actually all over Instagram, there's a big thing on nipples. Girls are photoshopping man's nipples on top of their own so that they can be seen on Instagram. I swear to God, I'm not making this up. But so anyway, Ocean City's getting a civil rights lawsuit, so you can't because they said you can't go topless. And you know, I like to get behind causes. You know, it's just me, that my nature to go after the underdog. So, you know, I'm probably going to interview this woman personally because I like to go face to face, you know, if I'm going to support somebody. And I want to see what the problem is, actually. So, Jeff says a crappy story. Anyway, too bad for poor Ocean City. And then last but not least, I believe in peaceful protests. And this happened in the UK. There's a dress code there, and it's been like ungodly hot. And guys weren't allowed to wear shorts. They had to wear long pants. So this guy, well, excuse me. You know, I guess that's sexist. But anyway, he couldn't wear long pants. And so he wore a dress to work to protest the and he got the dress code rescinded, especially in the hot days. So kind of reminds me, if you remember, MASH Klinger, you know, was always trying to get thrown out of the service, so he'd wear a dress all the time. So let's see. Yeah, Jeff says to keep us abreast of the situation. I will, definitely. Okay, so let's go to the scam bag. And a guy that I haven't trained with personally, but I've learned a lot from is a guy named David Avalon. He's a jiu-jitsu champion. So I was just leafing through his stuff, and I just noticed, he says, oh man, I got to tell you about this scam. And so he has been, he was moving across the country, and he said this moving company, the moving company contracted with, farmed it out to another moving company. They showed up, packed everything up, and then the estimate was like $2,700. They wanted to charge him $4,100. They said, you got 40% more. And he said, no, I don't. I sent you the volume of every box, how many boxes, everything. And here's the spreadsheet. It's exactly what I said. And the estimate's $2,700. Guy said, nope, $4,100, or we'll just throw it on, we'll unpack it. So he's fighting with that. And then all along the way, everybody's trying to screw him money-wise. One was $5,100 at one point, and then they get there and they won't unload it unless he pays them $5,700. And remember, the original thing was $2,700, and then so he calls and he's threatening to call the police, and so they come back down to $3,600 instead of $2,700. So he's tired of fighting, so he accepts that. But they went down to Home Depot to get some Mexicans to help unload. Was going to pay him $15 an hour, And he says, well, I can only pay you $11 now. So they're all pissed off, throwing shit and ruining all this stuff. I mean, think about it, this stuff. And then finally they just said hell with it and quit. And so the driver had to unload it by himself. And then he jacked the price up again. And this guy calls the company and starts, all of this stuff in just one moving job. So you gotta really, if you have to do any kind of moving job, you better check the company up, down, every which way, Yelp reviews, people that have used them, put in there that no subcontracting allowed, stuff like that. So that's our scam today. Okay, self-defense tip. I've been harping the past couple weeks about potentially you getting a gun, all right? And 2 Florida sheriffs have come out and told people to get guns. So I'm all for that, but one critical piece that was left out is to get good training. Now, I said this, but in today's news on self-defense, a northwestern Indiana man, he was showing his handgun to his sons and trying to teach them safety. Well, apparently he didn't know safety himself, because his young 9-year-old daughter walked into the room, he pulled the trigger and shot her in the head, killed her. And when the other boys, who were traumatized, of course, were interviewed later by the police, he said, yeah, Daddy pointed it towards us and pulled the trigger several times. So the guy is a fucking moron, all right? And yeah, that's the kind of person you don't want to have a gun. So if you do this gun, get good training, good high-level safety training. That's the whole thing, is safety, so you don't kill yourself with a gun. You take the NRA courses. They have a course on basic gun safety, safety in the home, safety outside the home, concealed carry, all of that stuff. So get training and keep up with your training. So that's the self-defense tip. With 9-year-old girls in a grave because the guy, is a doofus. All right, let's go to your internet tip. Internet tip. I want you to learn to reduce your file size on pictures. Now, for a long time, there's been a trend away from using stock photos on your website. And those are the ones that have the obligatory Asian person and black person and, whatever, turban person, whatever. So people don't like that anymore. They know it's not real, so we've been avoiding that. However, I've been teaching people to, take real pictures of you helping people or whatever you do. So what happens is on your cell phone, it's usually set at high quality. Most people don't even know how to change it. And you take a picture, it's 3, 4, 5 megabytes or more. Well, that's way too big for web display. Now, some of places like WordPress will crunch it for you. There's plugins that'll squash it. I think we use one called Squash It, so you don't have to fool with it. But if you're just putting stuff up and don't know, what you're doing is making your website ungodly slow. And Google has already came out and said, if your site doesn't load instantly, you'll never see the light of day. We'll never give you a high ranking. So learn how to reduce the size. Either use plugins in a WordPress site, or if you're putting them in an ebook or something. I mean, people send me ebooks 15 megabytes and they're 30 pages long. No, I had a 1,042 page ebook, fully illustrated pictures and everything, and it was 8 megabytes, 1,042 pages. So you're doing something wrong. So I use PhotoFlexer, that's FOTOFLEXER, photoflexer.com, where you can upload your photo, the original, do all kinds of stuff to it, reduce the size, put text on it, there's all kinds of special effects you can do. It's totally free. You don't even have to register. And then you download it, and you still have your original, but then you have a usable version that you can use for something else. All right, so that's your internet tip. All right, your speaking tip. Whisper, whisper. This is one of my 11 attention-gaining devices in the Wake 'em Up system. But to do this technique, you have to have a good microphone, because if you had 50 people and then you whispered, well, nobody can hear it. All right? So you must have a microphone before you can use this technique. But see, the thing about attention-gaining devices is that if you are normally a loud and boisterous speaker like I am, and then all of a sudden I go, this is just between me and you. That's an attention-gaining device. Now, opposite, if I was a quiet, demure speaker, I can't even try to pretend to be one. If I was a quiet, demure speaker, and then I got excited, that's an attention-gaining device for that person. All right. But if you're normally loud, or even if you're just moderate, when you go into a whisper mode, boom, everybody's attention is on you. And a lot of times I'll do it to one person. Like, let's see who's on here. Mary Lee, this is just between me and you. I love that lavender oil you gave me. Oh, it's just exquisite. Or something like that. So whisper is an attention-gaining device. All right, let's go to the a-hole of the week. You've all heard this guy's name. You've probably seen his movies. Johnny Depp. What a piece of shit this guy is. Great actor, but just a crazy piece of shit, basically. Wife beater. And a lot of these people don't control their finances. Like, he's lost his big fortune. He's made like $500 million making movies, and hardly anything left. And the guys all stole it from him. And but his lavish lifestyle, he doesn't want to give up his private jet, and he doesn't want to. He says flying commercial would be hell, And he spends, I think, $30,000 a month on wine, and just all kinds of stuff. But what he did was he was making some kind of speech, and now he claims it was a joke. And he asked, "When's the last time an actor assassinated a president?" And referring to, I think, John Wilkes Booth, maybe. And then he says, "Oh, I'm not an actor. I lie for a living, but I'm not an actor. But I don't know. Maybe it's about time we had a president assassinated." Fuck you. How about we'll assassinate you with one of those swords off your movies? All right, how about that? Yeah. So these assholes that are just, running their mouth. Rob Reiner did something again something this week, and that guy, that film or documentary maker, the fake doc. They're going to call him fake documentary. He set up so many scenes in his documentaries. It's Michael Moore doing shit again, So. They're just crossing lines like nothing. But if you said something about Obama, they'd hang you up by your balls somewhere, So fuck you, Johnny Depp. Heroes. A guy named Damon Cole. You probably never heard of him before. He's a Fort Worth police officer, Fort Worth, Texas, and he's a superhero. He is a legitimate superhero. He was dressed up as Batman, and he is actually a liaison officer with the community, and he's taken it upon himself to dress up as very, very realistic looking superheroes from the movies. Spider-Man, Batman, and so forth. So he's doing one of these kids' functions, but he hears right where he's at, there's a shoplifter stealing DVDs. And so he goes up to the guy as Batman, a really legitimate Batman looking suit, says, "You're under arrest." The guy is looking around like, Batman is arresting me. The guy said, and he's talking in Batman voice, you know. Yes, even though I look like Batman, I am an off-duty police officer, and you were shoplifting, and you were under arrest. And the beauty of part of is one of the DVDs the guy was stealing was a Batman movie. You imagine stealing a Batman movie and Batman comes to arrest you. Oh boy. Well, anyway, that's Damon Cole. So he's doing this good stuff. You know, most police officers would not dress up. They're Mr. Macho, you know, all the time, or Ms. Macho. But he's going around dressing up with these, talking to kids and making them promise to be good, like Santa Claus almost. So good for you, Damon. All right, well, that's our show for tonight. Thanks for stopping by. Like I said, I can't see. Mary Lee says, oh, my gosh, got my attention. Donna says, love attention-gaining techniques. Us clowns are like that. Barbara Ann says, Section 8. That must have something to do with what's going on in Maine. And check out my this little girl doing a hula hoop on my channel. it's the cutest thing. I think she got on Ellen. She's trying. I don't know. She must be 2 years old or something. She's trying to do a hula hoop. All right, everybody. Well, happy 4th of July. I'm gonna go back and be working on my trailer. I got this one side insulated and the front insulated, and that's what I'm working on, making a hunting trailer, and having a good time here in Virginia Beach. So stay home if you can. Hey, if you like to lose weight, I got the plan for you. Go to dietdoctor.com, 78 down, and you know, stay safe. If you get a gun, learn how to use it. Don't shoot a family member or yourself, all right? Unless the family member is trying to kill you, then that's okay. And then try to make some money when you do it. All right, catch you later.